afternoon, everyone. Okay, it's been a long time since my last video. I think my last video was in December, I think mid-December, and because of work commitments, I was not able to have any class before then. Okay, so now that I have some time, so I'm trying to give you a few topics which are quite important in the SPM. And most of the time, I find that the next 2 more weeks, I'm going to have 3 lessons for this. Yeah, these are the questions. I'm going to tackle some questions which are quite difficult to answer because students are not sure what the question wants, and they find the facts is a bit too difficult, too technical. So today I'm going to start with chapter Form 4, chapter 13, which is on homeostasis. Okay, I will share screen now. So I do not know who is with me. I think there are not many people watching because next week is going to be the what paper is it? Sejarah and maths paper. Okay, I'm sure everyone is busy studying that. Okay, it's all right. So whoever is here with me today, just bear in mind today's lesson is not going to be very long. It's going to be less than half an hour because I know you have precious time. You need your precious time to revise your lessons. Okay, so I'm going to start with chapter 13. All right. So chapter 13, this is all the popular question we call soalan panas. So every time they ask question for this chapter 13, usually they will be around these subtopics only. So make sure you master all these subtopics. Okay, number 1, this can come in the objective part. What is the definition of homeostasis? So, all right, I'm not going to give you the facts now because you've already learned it. So it's for me to give you the tips. What are the from the chapter 13, what are the questions that they will ask? Okay, so usually these are the popular topics, the popular facts that they will ask from chapter 13. There won't be anything else. So just remember the list that I've given you here. Okay, next is give examples of what are physical and chemical factors. These are the factors that the body wants to control to make sure that they're at constant level so that our cells will be able to what you call function optimally, berfungsi dengan secara optimum. Okay, so my slides will be later. The next slide will be all my questions and answers will be in dual language ataupun dui bahasa. So for here, look at the subtopics ataupun subtopic yang penting. Alright, next one is you must know that the mechanism of homeostasis is based on negative feedback. That means if a factor increases, what your body is trying to do is to start some corrective mechanism ataupun mekanisme pembetulan to bring down the level back to normal. For example, if the temperature rises, okay, you're having a fever, so your body will start to sweat, and this is a mechanism to bring down the body temperature. This kind of mechanism is called negative feedback to mengembalikan, okay, keadaan badan ke aras yang asal, the normal range. Okay, there are what kind of factors will they ask you to explain or will they ask you about? There are only 4 factors that they in your syllabus, KSSM, 4 factors that they will ask you, nothing else. They either ask you to explain about regulation of body temperature, okay, when you are exercising, right, you're sweating and so on. So what is your body going to do to bring your temperature back to normal? Or if you drop into an icy lake, all right, you're going to suffer hypothermia. So what is your body trying to do to bring up your temperature? So that is about body temperature. Second factor is on blood glucose level. What happens if your blood glucose level increases? Your body will try to bring it down. But what are the things you must write? Okay, next, partial pressure of carbon dioxide. When you exercise, you will be bringing in a lot of oxygen, yes. At the same time, you're also producing a lot of carbon dioxide because of cellular respiration. Your body cells are producing actively using the oxygen to produce energy, which is your ATP. At the same time, you'll be producing a lot of carbon dioxide. So what is your body going to do to reduce the carbon dioxide level in your blood? Okay, so this is a partial pressure of carbon dioxide. And one more factor is blood pressure. If your blood pressure rises, what is your body going to do to bring down your blood pressure? Okay, or if your blood pressure drops, for example, you're having bleeding, heavy bleeding, serious bleeding, so your body pressure will drop. What is your body trying to do to bring up your blood pressure? Okay, so they will ask you only of any of these 4. And I noticed from the previous questions, they will always have at least 1. question from homeostasis. So this chapter is very important. Okay, so please do not leave out this chapter. All right, okay, and one more. The next part is a very important, formation of urate. You need to know the three important processes, which is ultrafiltration, then reabsorption, and also secretion. Please go through your notes. I'm sure your teacher has taught you well. And next one, osmoregulation. Okay, how is when your blood pressure, when your osmotic pressure increases, all right, when you're exercising, your blood pressure will, your osmotic pressure will increase, your blood will become more concentrated. What is your body going to do to bring it back to normal? Okay, so these are the questions that will ask you in chapter 13, nothing else. All right, so let's go through a few questions only, very short. All right, this is question 1. This is a little bit KBAT because we are going to the higher order thinking skills, applying what you already know. So you see this man exercised vigorously on a hot day, did not drink water during exercise. Explain how the man's body would be able to regulate the osmotic pressure of his blood under this condition. Okay, so this is what we talk about osmotic pressure, yeah? When your blood becomes more concentrated, that means you're losing water. When you're exercising, you'll be sweating. I noticed that many students do not know how to tackle this question. From my experience of teaching, all they can say is sweating. Okay, the man sweats. So the man sweats, so what? You're not answering the question. How are you regulating? How do you bring the osmotic pressure of his blood back to normal? Right? So when a man is exercising, he'll be losing a lot of water. The osmotic pressure will increase. Osmotic pressure of his blood. Okay, look at the answer now. All right, answer. Okay, let's see who's with me. I just see someone join us. Cikgu Hasnita. Okay, thank you very much ya. Teruskan cikgu juga tanya kepada cikgu ya sebab masih mengekalkan kelas live untuk fizik. Okay, thank you very much for your encouragement. Okay, so the osmotic pressure, the first thing you should write is, you must talk about the condition of the osmotic pressure. If a person is exercising, losing a lot of water through sweating, right, and is not drinking water, so the osmotic pressure of the blood is going to be high. High, yeah? Remember, when you are losing water, your osmotic pressure is high. That means your concentration of your blood becomes higher. Okay, because less water, you're losing the water. So your blood, the solids will be higher concentration. It will increase above the normal range. This will give you 1 mark. Okay, you have to write what is the osmotic pressure first. Then, how is this osmotic pressure, the abnormality, that means too high, is going to be detected by your body system. So what is the cell or the component that detects your osmotic pressure is too high? So this is going to be detected by osmoreceptor. These are cells, these are receptor cells, yeah, special cells. They are going to be like a sensor. And it's going to be in your hypothalamus. So when the blood is too concentrated, your osmotic receptors, the osmoreceptors in the hypothalamus will be able to know this. Okay, so this is the detector, right? This is the sensor. So then what's going to happen after that? So your osmoreceptor actually will send message to your medulla oblongata, all right, which is we call the control center, and it's going to send message to your pituitary gland. So your pituitary gland is going to be stimulated more. Please make sure you write the word more, because under normal condition, memang ada pituitary dirangsang. But because under extreme condition where your tekanan osmosis meningkat, so your pituitary gland will be stimulated more. So make sure you write the word more, because there is possibility if you do not write more, you may not get your mark. Show that there's a difference. Okay, so when your pituitary gland increases, is stimulated more, it will produce more ADH. This one you have to write the word more. Untuk merembeskan, I tertinggal the word lebih banyak hormon ADH or anti-diuretic hormone. This one you can write in short form. Okay, if you want to be extra safe, you write in full first, anti-diuretic hormone, then bracket ADH. Subsequently, after that, you can write the entire essay in ADH. I use the word ADH. So secrete more ADH. What's the function of ADH? ADH will cause menyebabkan, okay, the walls of distal convoluted tubule or the collecting duct, either one or you can write both, becomes more permeable to water. That means it makes the water go through this tubule. It wants the water to be reabsorbed back. Okay, more reabsorption of water because now you are losing water. Your blood is too concentrated. You don't want to remove so much water through the urine. You want to serap balik air. Okay, you want to absorb back the water from the collecting duct, from the nephron. Okay, after that, so more water is reabsorbed. Please write the word more. Ataupun lebih banyak air diserap balik. So it goes into, from your collecting duct, it goes into the your blood capillary. It will mencairkan your blood. See what it means? Because now your blood is too concentrated. You want to take back more water so that it will dilute back your blood. Alright, now not yet finished, yeah? 6 marks, ma. So here there are more points actually, more than 6. You just write any 6 points, you will get full marks for your question. Okay, next. Another thing you can talk about is your aldosterone. Okay, this is the reabsorption for salt. Just now ADH is about reabsorption of water. You can also further, if your marks, your question is more than 6 marks or maybe 8 marks, talk about reabsorption of salt. So your adrenal gland will be less stimulated, okay, because you do not want to release so much aldosterone. This is another hormone, not ADH. This aldosterone is going to actually stimulate reabsorption of salt. So if you have more aldosterone, more salt will be reabsorbed back. But your case here, you do not want to reabsorb salt because your blood is already concentrated. You want to reabsorb water only. So ADH is more, okay? You need more ADH. But you do not want aldosterone because the more aldosterone you have, more salt will be reabsorbed. So now you don't want to reabsorb salt because you already have so much salt. So kurang aldosterone dirembeskan, less aldosterone is secreted. Therefore, your collecting duct or your distal convoluted tubule becomes less permeable to salt. You don't want to allow the salt to go back into your blood. Okay? And then as a result, less salt is reabsorbed into the blood capillary, right? Kurang garam, less salt. So as a result, because of that, you will have urine in low quantity because your water has been taken back. All right. And your urine also be more concentrated because more salt inside your urine. Okay. So quantity air or the volume of urine is less because you already reabsorbed back the water. And also the concentration of urine that you make now, that you keluarkan, is going to be higher concentration because you have not allowed the salt to be taken back. You let the salt go out. Okay, you let the salt be removed. So air kencing yang pekat dihasilkan, concentrated urine is produced. Okay, any 6 of these points, you have almost 12 points. So it's actually quite easy to get full marks as long as you know your facts. But I noticed from the students who didn't do good revision on this part, they always say, oh, sweating, so the body lose water, and then they never explain how is the blood going to be going back to normal concentration. They never talk about reabsorption of water. That means when you are sweating, when you are exercising, you will not produce so much urine. Your urine will be less because you need the water to be reabsorbed back. Okay, so this is a question. Please remember, this is very, very popular. All right. Okay, question 2. I will not give you full question. I want to give you the question that you need to learn and you need to focus. Okay, so that you know whenever you see this question, this is how you answer. All right. When you see this question, this is how the answer that can give you full marks. Okay, second question. Now this is body temperature. You see this person is exercising. This is the body temperature of a person before, during, and after sitting. No, sorry, not exercising, in a sauna room. Okay, yang bilik sauna tu bilik yang panas. So you want to sit in this is a way of relaxation, right? And also a way of, people say dieting, we call losing weight. You sweat a lot, right? You go to a sauna room. And you find the temperature increases from 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes And after that, you see the temperature of the body falls down. Decreases from the 15-minute downwards, okay, onwards. 15, 20, and 25, you see the temperature drops, go back to normal. So explain the corrective mechanism pembetulan carried out by the body between the 15th and the 20th minute. So you just explain that part only. No need to say what is before, what is after. Concentrate on 15 and 20, you will see that the temperature drops. So what do your body do to reduce your body temperature? What do your body do? All right. So of course, you would be sweating lah, one of it. Okay, now there are a few. In order to get your full marks, if you say sweating, they only give you 1 mark. All right. You must say more than that in order to get 6 marks. So what are the body corrective mechanisms? All right. Number 1, your blood vessels will dilate. We call it vasodilation. There are people who are hot. You find the skin is all pink color. Ada warna merah. Okay, your face is all red because the arterioles, which is the blood vessels, right, carrying oxygenated blood, it is very near to your skin because the diameter increases. The diameter, the lumen, right, is now wider. So the arteriole relaxes. This increases the amount of blood flowing to the skin. Okay, so your blood now is nearer to the skin, more blood flowing to the skin, and that can allow the heat to be released because your blood carries the heat. Okay, you are warm because your blood is warm. So now if your blood is nearer to the surface, more heat will be lost to the environment through, of course, radiation. This is radiation, right? You don't need to write radiation still, all right? You need to say more heat is lost to the environment. Okay, so you want your blood to be nearer to the surface of the skin. That's one mechanism, vasodilation. Okay, already 4 points there. Okay, next, you talk about your sweating. Yes, why are you sweating when you are hot? Because your sweat glands are stimulated to secrete more sweat. Please write the word more, all right? Not just sweat, more sweat. So when water is released on your surface, right, the water, that means the sweat is on your surface of your skin. It will absorb the heat from your skin in order to evaporate. Okay, because you learn in physics, I'm sure, physics, your water, when it wants to evaporate, it has to absorb heat. It has to absorb heat in order for the molecules to change from liquid, we call it the gaseous, the liquid state, which is the 3 states of matter, right? Liquid to gas. So it has to absorb heat. And where is the heat coming from? The heat actually comes from your skin, your body, because it's touching. Your water is touching your skin. So the water will absorb the heat from your skin. Therefore, your body is losing heat. So how do you feel when you're losing heat? How do you feel when you're losing heat? You will feel cool. Okay, that's why heat is lost from the skin. This is to make sure your body temperature falls or drops. You are losing heat, so you feel cooler. Okay, so not yet finished. This is only 2 mechanisms. There are actually 4 mechanisms. So you talk about vasodilation, talk about your what you call the sweat glands being stimulated more to produce sweat. Okay, next. Okay, the body temperature drops, right? All these mechanisms, 2 only. Next, more. Besides that, the erector muscles that is in your skin, they will relax. They will not contract. Because when it contracts, your hair will stand up. Your hair will stand up normally is because you're cold. You want to trap more heat. But now you're very hot. You want to release the heat. So you do not want to trap air, a layer of air. Okay, so your skin, your hair is all lower, menyebabkan bulu roma condong ke permukaan kulit. So it's lower, it traps a thin layer of air. So, or you say a thick layer is not trapped. Okay, so or you can say a thin layer of air is trapped against the skin. That means it's not thick now. So it is, air is an insulator. So the thicker the layer of air, the more insulation you have. Your heat will not escape. So now thin layer of air, less insulation, your heat more will be removed. All right. And another one, skeletal muscle. Okay, this is the 4th one. I think there's a 5th one. Your skeletal muscle will not be stimulated to contract and relax rhythmically. Now, this is actually shivering. You will not shiver when you're hot, right? This is only done when you are cold because shivering will produce heat. So here, when you're very hot now, your body will not shiver, so your heat will be less generated. Okay, and one more thing, your adrenal gland. Your adrenal gland or your thyroid glands. These two glands are less stimulated because if there are more thyroxine or more adrenaline being produced, it will increase your metabolic rate. And metabolic rate is increasing heat. So now you're very hot, so less adrenaline, less thyroxine is secreted, and that causes your lower metabolic rate for your cells. Your cells do not burn the oxygen, do not burn the glucose so fast. So kadar metabolisme berkurang, and in that way, less heat is generated. Okay, so this, you only need 6 marks, but you got the 18 points here. You can see. So it is very important you know the facts. Okay, you see how long, how many marks, 6 marks. Make sure you talk at least 2 to 3 mechanisms. You would have covered everything. If your question requires 10 marks, 12 marks, then please make sure you write 3 to 4. In fact, write 4 to 5 mechanisms. You will get 4 marks. Okay, answer before you answer, look at the marks. That will give you an indication how long you need to write. Tengok dulu markah berapa, baru anda boleh jawab dengan baik. Okay, third question, applying. This is also application, which is hot. This is applying what you already know to a situation. So hypothermia is a condition whereby the body temperature drops below normal level due to inadequate thermal regulation. Okay, your body has this system to to regulate your body temperature. Too high, you bring it down. Too low, you bring it up. All right. So hypothermia is a condition where the person is too cold, right? Unable to control the body temperature. Okay. So the person experiencing hypothermia, so they give you this condition, looks pale. That means putih, pucat, and then shivers. I see the person is shivering. So explain why this is so. So explain what? Actually, look at the keyword here. They want you to explain why the person looks pale, why no reddish tint on the face, and why is the person shivering. So here 4 marks. That means you need to roughly 2 marks for looking pale, 2 marks for shivering. So make sure you always look at the question, what is given, what they want you to say, and look at your marks before you start answering. Okay? So what is your answer? Okay, so first thing is talking about your looking pale. Why is the person looking pale? Because of vasoconstriction. This is the opposite of vasodilation. So now the person pale is because there's less blood flowing to the surface of the skin. Because you want to preserve your body heat. You don't want, if your more blood goes to the surface, more heat will be lost. You want to keep your body temperature. So you keep your blood low, right? Nearer to your core. Core means the middle part of your body. So arterioles at the skin constrict. Just now was dilate. Okay, expand. Now it's constrict. Means becoming smaller and dilated. This reduces blood flow to the skin. All right, now causing the blood to look pale. Why I put in bracket? Because this was given in the question. When you write this, you don't expect to be given marks because this is already given in the question. Also, one more technique menjawab. Never repeat what is given in the question and expect to be given marks. Because the question looking pale is already in the question. All right. So if you want to say something different. Do not copy exactly what is given in the question because it is not, we call it, it's not your fact. It's not the information from you. All right. Copying is not going to give you anything. So that's why this is not needed. This reduces blood flow to the skin. Therefore, it makes the person look pale because less blood on the surface of the skin. No pink color. All right. Which reduces heat loss to the surrounding. So kurang haba akan hilang kepersitaran. Okay. So from here, they want 2 marks. Okay. So don't just write 1. Don't forget, you write everything here, you only get 2 marks, even though you get 4 points. Because they also say about shivering. Lagi 2 markah, khaskan untuk shivering. Okay, so the other 2 marks, you're going to talk about shivering. Why did the person shiver? Because skeletal muscles are stimulated to contract and relax faster. This is causing shivering. That's why bracket here shivering because you don't get marks. Okay, because this is given in the question. Okay, so when it contract and relax, rhythmically, faster rate, this is actually giving you the shivering kind of look lah. So this generates shivering actually produces more heat. Please write the underline the word more. Okay, means you must write the word more heat atau lebih banyak haba. And this is going to increase your body temperature. All right, okay. So 2 for explaining looking pale, 2 marks for explaining shivering. Okay, I think last question. Right, I think 4 questions. I know your time is very precious now. All right, I will keep it short. Okay, look at this alcohol, yeah. In cold countries, you notice like, in the UK, in the Americas, or in Spain, or in Italy and all that, they like to drink wine, right? So in cold countries, people often drink alcohol, which helps them feel warm, right? This is the tanggapan. This is their idea, okay? Actually, it does lah, to a certain degree. But sometimes, actually, we call it alcohol has a different effect. It has another effect that is lesser known. But actually, this may in fact increase the risk of hypothermia. That means it makes it makes your body lose heat. Instead of warming you up, it can actually make your body lose heat. Now, why? So this is a KBAT question. Why? People always think drinking alcohol warms up the body. But why do they say hypothermia? All right, it makes the temperature drop. Okay, actually, this is a lesser known fact, a fact that not many people know, but I Google it up and you will find the same thing if you Google it up. Actually, alcohol is a vasodilator. All right, it dilates your blood vessel. So vasodilator is any element that has the function of making your blood vessel lebih mengembang. So when it's a vasodilator, more blood will be flowing through, right? More blood will be nearer to the surface of your skin. Arterioles at the skin will dilate, causes the artery at the skin to dilate, mengembang, just like the case just now we said, more blood will now flow to the skin. Okay, the skin, the blood will be nearer to the surface of the skin, more blood. So when you have more blood flowing to the skin, blood carries the heat. So it will be able to release the heat more. More heat is lost to the surrounding. Therefore, you're actually losing heat if you drink alcohol. Okay, so this is a fact that, luckily it's only 2 marks lah. Not many people will be able to answer this. If you do not know, alcohol is a vasodilator. All right, okay. So, thank you very much for joining my class today. I will carry on with another 2 more chapters from Form 4, which I find is quite difficult for students to answer. So that will be next week, Chinese New Year, right? So I may not be able to have a class with you. So maybe the next Saturday and the following next Saturday. And then that will be the, what do you call that? Your try to help you with answering question. And don't forget, on my channel, I already shared many technique menjawab. Okay, for this year, I may not be able to do so many. So please look at my previous videos. Go to my channel if you want more help, more tips. Okay, thank you, Happily. Thank you for joining my class. Please share the link to your friends. I'm sure everybody's busy studying maths and sejarah today. Okay, bye-bye. Hope to see you 2 weeks later. Okay, thank you. And please message me. This is my Telegram name, right? You can Google up. You can just, you want to ask me questions, please do. I'm most welcome to ask me, communicate with me through Telegram. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. See you and good luck for your exam next week and the following and the rest of your papers. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.